Hi everyone, welcome to my SambaPOS series. My name is Mary. I'm from TechSphere IT Solutions, and today we're going to be doing an overview of SambaPOS, both for SambaPOS 4 and SambaPOS 5. So, for those of you that are not familiar with SambaPOS is an application for sales. It keeps your record majorly for restaurant, lounges, hotels can as well use it. So, I'm going to give you. We have different versions of SambaPOS. We have the version 4 and we have the version 5. And I will explain the difference later in the upcoming series, but I'm just going to show you like an overview of what SambaPOS 4 looks like and what SambaPOS 5 looks like. So on the screen here, this is what SambaPOS 4 looks like. You have the sign, which your logo can be done here. If you have a logo you want to impute here, that can as well be done. Then this is where we enter our PIN. We have the pins you can use. So this is when you make a mistake. For example, you do 4, 5, 6, and you want to cancel it. You use here to cancel, and you use here to go into the application, and you use here to log out of the application. So now let's say I made a mistake in my PIN. I click on go. It will not take me in because the password is obviously wrong. But if I made a mistake, I come here to cancel. So I'm going to log into the application and let's see what it looks like. So this is how the SambaPOS 4 actually does look like. We have the work period. Now the work period is where you start your work period daily and end your work period. If you guys are doing shifts, it could be like when you start your shift and when you end your shift, because this is the software actually keeps record of the start of the day and the end of your shifts. Then we have the POS. This is where the sales go in. You make all your sales here, attend to your customers and whatnot. This is where it's been done. We have the tickets. Now, every single sales you do on the system is actually recorded in the ticket. At this ticket, you can probe anybody by their name, by their customer's name, who was served, who didn't get served, the delay. Everything is actually being recorded on the ticket. So if you have any problem, you're trying to track a customer, or there have been any discrepancies from anywhere, the ticket is where you actually do that. Then we have the account where all our money is being stored into. Both your expense, both your purchase, both your income. You can have like an overview here. You can print the statements from here. This is where it's actually being done. Then we have the warehouse. Now on the warehouse is where our inventory is being recorded. We can have multiple warehouse on the application. Inside here we have our products, what has been purchased, what is left in our stock, it has been consumed. So in here is where we track our inventory. Then we have the Samba market. The Samba market is when you want to do some little add-ons on the applications. So we have some things here we can install or uninstall. For reports, all our reports are being stored here, from our work period to the items that we sold to our purchases that we made, our inventory that's actually left in the store. This is where it's actually done. But in Samba 4, you can't really customize your report. But in Samba 5, you can easily customize your report. The application gives you a chance to make that customization inside, which we're going to do that much more later. The manage is where the whole action happens, how to add your product, how to add your entity, how to add your inventory, name it. That is where it all happens. The magic actually happens. And we have the logout. And the logout is for us to like piece out of the application and we log out. And that is all for SambaPOS 4. For SambaPOS 5 is similar. This can also be changed to your company logo. Then we have the license, because you can't use SambaPOS 5 without a license, which is why we have an unregistered trial, because we have not purchased the license. So it's going to limit us to some sales and some things you can't actually use an unregistered trial for, like a business. So basically the same interface with Samba 4 is what we have here in Samba 5. The only difference here is that we're going to license it to the company. So since we don't have any license to the company, we're going to be using a demo for it. And I'm going to log in here and show you how Samba 5 looks like. So this is how Samba 5 looks like. The only difference in Samba 5 is that we have a time clock. Now, even if you're using Samba 5 and you don't see a time clock, you're not in the wrong. Just more like the higher versions of SambaPOS 5 has the time clock, while the lower versions of SambaPOS 5 doesn't have the time clock. So everything is the same as I explained in Samba 4. But for SambaPOS 5, The time clock is more like it gives like a time attendance for the staff when they come in and they go out. They're going for a lunch break. They could use the application to actually fill in for a lunch break. You can use it for your payroll because it helps track the hours the person has worked, and that is what SambaPOS5 have more of incorporated in the overview of the application. But apart from that, every other thing is the same based on the interface. But trust me, Samba 5 has more features than Samba 4. So I'm going to be going alongside one on one on both SambaPOS 4 and SambaPOS 5. This is all for the overview. Do well to like, share, and subscribe, and follow for more series. And if you have any questions, do well to leave it in the comments. I'm going to attend to you. See you in the next video. Bye.